Hi everyone! Time for your Week 6 wake-up call for English 101 College Composition. Here's your course schedule for this week. You'll see that you have a fairly short reading from the academic writer. This reading, though, is packed with information that's going to help you really put the finishing touches on the rough draft of your synthesis paper. And so then by Wednesday, please post the draft of your summary and synthesis. Okay, get that up there so that other people can look at it. And then between Wednesday and Sunday, complete 2 peer reviews of other people's papers. I wanted to go over just a couple of the things, or actually several of the things in your reading, sort of to whet your appetite for what you're going to learn there. An overview, I think, once again, of Aristotle's 3 appeals. Now, here's a little hint. Those 3 appeals, or whichever ones are appropriate, really need to appear in your summary and synthesis. Okay, don't forget those. Those are such a vital part of a discussion about an argument. Understanding the role of values and beliefs in argument, guidelines for analyzing your own values and beliefs, sort of determining your own filter or lens through which you experience information and craft an argument. Guidelines for developing an arguable claim, providing good reasons and supporting them with evidence, acknowledging possible counter-arguments. This is another thing that I will be looking for in your papers. Have you acknowledged that there are counter-arguments or other perspectives other than just the one that you're supporting in your synthesis? And then questions for evaluating evidence. I touched on that a little bit in last week's wake-up call, but they're going to cover that again, probably in greater detail in your textbook. Here's a quick snapshot of the module for the week. Remember, those are both links that will take you to information that you'll need to post your analysis and synthesis draft paper. Let's just talk a little bit about peer review. So this is a screenshot from one of those lessons, and I just wanted to point out the things that you really need to do, the requirements for this peer review. So you need to post a minimum of 10 comments, and it's not like busy work making sure that you do these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just that this is a motivation or an encouragement for you to really get into this paper and look at it carefully. Don't just skim over it, and throw out a couple easy half-assed comments. Really read it a couple times. Think about what the person is saying, how they're organizing their argument, how they're using evidence to support their main ideas. This week, consider using content from pages 144 to 162 in the academic writer during revisions. So some hints, some more information that will help you craft a really good peer review. Just a few examples of things that you might comment on. Does the project meet the requirements of the assignment? Is there anything missing? Is the piece well organized? Does it flow naturally between topics? Include solid transitions, those transition sentences that take you from one idea to the next, one of the keys to really good writing. Also, does the piece have a good introduction that is an overview of the article, of the topic, that mentions the articles that will be being analyzed, and gives a sense of what the author's conclusion or main argument will be? Has the writer provided sufficient evidence to prove their claim? Does the piece have enough evidence? And remember, it needs to be cited parenthetically, and of course you're going to be citing it at the end to support their main point. Does the author manage to say focused and concise? Really look for areas where a person repeats themselves. Often we do this without even intending to. And so we want to, well, okay, so in the introduction, you're going to be very briefly summarizing, what your main argument's going to be. And then, of course, you're going to be fleshing that out in the body of the paper. But what we don't want is like a word for word verbatim repetition from one section to the other, where it's really obvious, that you're just repeating the same old idea over and over. Ask the person comments or questions about their topic. Have they written something that prompted a question in you, but then it wasn't answered? Put that question down. That could easily be something that they need to expand on or clarify to make a really good paper. And of course, grammar, structure, it's important. It's a big part of good writing, but please do not focus solely on that as part of your peer review. And the last thing here is just a screenshot of the top of the instructions for the draft and peer review analysis synthesis. Remember to read those instructions really carefully before you submit, and then use that button, Start Assignment, which will take you to the dialog box, and then you can upload your document. All right. Well, sounds like you folks will have a busy week, and I'm looking forward to reading the drafts of your analysis and synthesis papers. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.